so many mysteries that I'm hoping you can clear up for us.
Well, I will, but some of them you may not want to hear. They had a microphone we were singing in and just having fun. And,
Yeah. When is the last time you were back there?
Oh, I go back once in a while.
Do you really?
I was back there like a couple years ago, yeah. I had to carry the water and stuff. I was the oldest.
Yeah.
So I had to go carry the water, and I sort of liked living back in there. Looking back, it was away from people, and we rode our bikes and stuff. I got made fun of a lot in school. I didn't have many friends. I was bullied because of where I lived. Paul was not our father. John was my father.
It's you and Bonnie at this point, is that right?
Yes, and we don't talk. We moved into the second house in 1982, right after I graduated. So, yeah, Mom got a little bit of a settlement from her dad dying. He made sure she got the house. How do I say this? He moved in our 3-room cabin with my mom and my dad. And Paul was a child molester. Us girls, Mom knew about it. Yes, I said, you may not want to hear what I have to say. People love her. She was not what you think.
So I'm talking to Teresa Myers today. Teresa is the firstborn daughter of Darlene Myers from the 1970 Penn State University documentary Visiting with Darlene, which eventually became a series known as the Darlene Chronicles. This is a groundbreaking documentary on rural poverty featuring Darlene and her family living in a hunting cabin in Blair County, Pennsylvania. When the series first started, Teresa was 6 years old. The producer P.J. O'Connell returned to document the family in 1972, 1987, and the final episode in 1994. In 2020, my wife showed me this documentary. We decided to attempt to find the old cabin in the woods. We did find the location, and the video of that exploration was the first video posted on my YouTube channel, kicking off a series of searches for all of the locations featured in the documentary, the Darlene Chronicles. I recently reached out to Teresa for an interview, and I'm very happy that she agreed to meet with me. So, Teresa, thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Sure, anytime.
So, the Darlene Chronicle videos have more engagement and questions than any of my other videos. A lot of people are very fascinated by your story. So I have so many questions and so many mysteries that I'm hoping you can clear up for us.
Well, I will, but some of them you may not want to hear.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes. Because she was, people loved her and stuff from what I understand. But, yeah, you may not want to hear some of the stuff I have to say.
Well, I want to hear it all. I want to tell your story. So my first question for you is, did you see any of my series on YouTube about the Darlene Chronicles?
What were they? I did. I told a few people that it was on YouTube. My friends watched it.
Yeah, so the original documentary is on there, but I went out and found the old cabin in the woods. I then found your second home, and then found what I know of as the third home in Lily. But there might have been other homes in between there that you can fill us in on.
Well, Lily was never my home. I wasn't there. I have no idea where they moved in Lily.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll definitely get there then. So my first question is, what are your earliest memories of the documentary filming?
I remember PJ coming and asking Mom a bunch of questions, and then they come back and they had a microphone we were singing in and just having fun. And,
yeah.
One time there was a lady that came and she went with us.
I think that was Lisa Marshall. I think she was the co-producer,
yeah.
Lisa Marshall.
Yeah, she went with us to Racetown fishing.
Oh, wow.
And stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of video that is not there.
Is that right? I wondered about that.
Yeah, so I don't know whatever happened to the rest of that.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing, if there's, archives still at Penn State, the video that was not included in the official documentary. So there has to be a lot of other video out there.
Yes, there was a lot. Yes. But I don't know how to get that or whatever.
So the weird thing is I have a TikTok channel too. And when I posted my video finding that cabin, the daughter of Lisa Marshall reached out to me and said, my mom can't believe it. This is still going. And, I talked to her about eventually securing an interview too, to hear, her side of it now.
Yeah, but that cabin burned down years ago.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So all we found was the shed that's still, and the outhouse that's still there.
Yes. It burned down. Apparently, I come to my neighbors who was down below there, me and my late husband and my son and my dad. And apparently there was drug deals going on up in the cabin after we moved out years later. So somebody in the neighborhood burned it down.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I was wondering what happened to it. I thought maybe they just tore it down because it was falling down or something like that, but it actually burned.
Yeah, they burned it down.
Wow. When is the last time you were back there?
Oh, I go back once in a while.
Do you really?
I was back there like a couple years ago, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. I wondered if you ever visited back there to reflect on that time there.
Yeah.
So what was it like growing up off grid, like that? I mean, I found the spring across the street. My last episode I went down there and found the spring. It's still there.
Yeah, I figured it would be. I had to carry the water and stuff. I was the oldest.
Yeah.
So I had to go carry the water, and I sort of liked living back in there. Looking back, it was away from people, and we rode our bikes and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
But I got made fun of a lot in school. I didn't have many friends. I was bullied because of where I lived.
Oh, really?
And how I lived, yeah.
Were there other kids from your school that lived back that road, Paw Paw Road?
No. I mean, there was a couple, but none in my grade or whatever. But when the school bus come by and picked us up, and when they seen where I lived, well, then that was...
Oh, the school bus actually came back there then. So you got on the school bus right in front of the house?
Yes, they went back to the end there, turned around, and then come back up and picked us up. My sister and I were like 3 years apart.
Yeah.
Or 2 years apart. And we went together.
Okay. You and Tracy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I know your mother mentioned in the series that Paul was your father. Did you and Paul keep in touch?
No.
Oh, is that right?
Paul was not our father. Oh. John was my father.
Oh, okay. Okay, maybe I got that wrong. I thought I heard in the documentary her saying Paul, but I mean, maybe she wasn't actually aware.
He was Blair, Roy, and Bonnie's father.
Okay. Okay. So did you keep in touch with John over the years?
Oh, yeah, he was my dad.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he lived at the veteran. They moved him in at the veterans home, Mom and her new boyfriend. And, I brought him home as often as I could.
Oh, was that
for
right?
the holidays and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I also worked at the veterans home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was a nurse's aide. I was there 26 years until
wow. Okay.
I hurt my shoulder, and they retired me on disability.
I see.
Oh, yeah, and there's a lot of people that have seen the documentary and said that they can't believe how well I turned out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I worked my whole life. I'm still working.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much the sole survivor at this point. I mean, you were the firstborn, and it's you and Bonnie at this point, is that right?
Yes, and we don't talk.
Oh, really?
Because apparently she says that I'm the one that ruined her life.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why does she think
that?
Because
I took care of my brothers. I took care of my brothers and sisters their whole lives. I was there for them. I helped. I was pretty much their mom growing up because Mom wasn't a mom. And she was, when Mom got with this last guy she was with, Bob.
Yeah.
Bonnie was running away from home like a week before she graduated.
Oh.
And we took me and my late husband now, we took in all my brothers and sisters.
Oh, geez.
Except her, because she was taken after my mom. My mom was promiscuous. Mm-hmm. And he was afraid that she would try and say that stuff to break us up.
Oh.
And He didn't want her moving in with us.
I see.
And then she ran away, and yeah.
So is she still in Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So your husband, was it the husband that was in the documentary with you?
Yeah, that was Jeff. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He passed whenever he was 42.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So your grandfather, Austin Musselman, passed away in 1985. So where were you living at that point? I'm trying to figure out when you guys moved to the second house.
Well, I was living in Catfish.
Oh, so you moved out.
We moved into the second house in 1982, right after I graduated.
Okay. And that was straight from Paw Paw Road.
Right.
So you were out there that long. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was out there till I was 18. Then we moved to the other house. And when Mom says there in that one documentary that she has no idea where I'm at,
yeah,
she lied.
Oh, really?
I lived like 2 miles from her, and she knew that.
So so when did you move out of the Paw Paw Road address?
I moved with my family in 1982.
Oh, okay.
And then I moved in with Jeff, my first husband, in 1983.
I see. Okay. Yeah, because when the Darlene Chronicles, when PJ O'Connell comes back, he says that you were thinking about going into the military at that point, and then decided not to.
That was back when I was like 18, yeah.
Okay.
1982.
Okay. Wow, so you lived out there until you were 18. Did you guys ever have running water? Was it always that spring across the street?
No.
Wow, that's amazing.
No.
Yeah, and when you think about it, like, my family's building an off-grid cabin right now, so we're trying to get back to that type of lifestyle. But I can't imagine, growing up in it, that's difficult.
Right. And when I moved, me and Jeff got together, I still didn't have running water until for like a couple years, 2-3 years later.
Okay.
And I didn't have a functioning bathroom until probably about 1989. My son would have been about a year old. He was born in 88.
Okay.
So we had to heat water and, to take baths and just sponge baths.
Right. So in 1987, with Darlene Chronicles, we see the house on Reservoir Road, and Bob is now there. So when did Bob come into this whole picture? Was it before your mom and you and your family moved into the house?
No, it was after.
Okay, so she found the house and moved in. I mean, PJ O'Connell says she saved
Well,
up.
actually, Paul found the house. Paul lived at that time like catty corner from the house across the street.
Oh, that was Paul.
And it
that
was
lived
going up
over
for
there.
auction.
Oh.
Huh?
That was Paul that lived over there. I always thought it was Bob.
No.
I thought Bob lived over there. Interesting.
No, Paul lived across the street.
Okay. That's one of the mysteries right there. So he lived across the street, and you said it was going up for auction?
That house was going up for auction, and he knew the people. So, yeah, Mom got a little bit of a settlement from her dad dying.
Okay.
And he made sure she got the house.
I see.
And there was still no hot water in that house or no toilet.
Right. There was still a spring coming out of the side of the hill. I went back to visit it.
Down the street, yeah.
Yeah. So did Paul move in with you guys then?
Yeah. He was, how do I say this? He moved in our 3-room cabin. He moved in there. He was there with my mom and my dad. And Paul was a child molester.
Oh, jeez.
Us girls, he molested.
Mm.
Mom knew about it.
Mm.
Dad was oblivious. But Mom knew about it and did nothing.
Really?
Yes, I said, you may not want to hear what I have to say. People love her. She was not what you think.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of commenters that watch my series, commented, they were afraid that might have been going on, but they weren't sure with who. So Paul was in there. This is going on. Your mother knew about this. How did she know about it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, she caught him.
Oh, really?
And then one day in the outhouse, I went out with her. She said, Terry, come with me to the, girls go to the bathroom together all the time. And
Yeah.
I'm in there, and she's calling me a slut and a whore and all kinds of shit when I was a kid because he was doing this.
Oh, jeez. So what was it just you?
Oh, no, it was Tracy and Bonnie.
Oh.
It wasn't until she caught Bonnie up behind the woodshed with him. Probably Bonnie was like 10, 11. My pap was there, and he had a handgun. He had it was legal.
Yeah.
And she'd come down, give me your gun, give me your fucking gun, blah, 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 blah. And he wouldn't give it to her, but that's whenever she finally decided to do something. Kick him out, but then she had him come back and nothing changed.
Oh, really? So when does Bob come into the picture then?
Probably in 85.
Okay. And Paul is there at that time, or is this when Paul left?
He was, and then she kicked him out and had Bob there.
Oh, I see.
But apparently he was the same type of person Paul was.
How so?
Because my brother, Roy,
yeah,
when he was 13, he ran away from home and lived with me.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was raising him, and then I had my son in 88, so I was raising an infant and a teenager at the same time.
Wow. Jeez. So Bob's there at the house now. Paul's out. But your dad's still there also.
Yes.
So I talked to the owner of that property now. He says that there was some point, and he thought it was your dad that went into the hospital. And I'm not sure if he has it right. So somebody went to the hospital, and when he came back, Bob wouldn't let them come back in. So was that your dad?
No.
Was it
I
Paul,
don't know
maybe?
what that was about. No, I don't know what that was about.
Okay. All right. So
I don't think so.
There was never a time that you're aware of that your dad was left and then wasn't allowed to come back in.
No.
Okay.
I tried to get my dad to move in with me. He wouldn't move in because Bob apparently was beating the shit out of him.
Really?
Yeah. He was abusive to my dad.
Yeah, jeez.
But they put him in the veterans home, and my dad was happy to work.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. So I know in a documentary it says that you weren't really talking to it. You kind of separated yourself from your mother at that point. Did you guys ever get back together or anything like that?
No.
Really?
No, because of what she was doing. And my brother, he changed his name to Scott, Roy.
Right.
He didn't want nothing to do with her.
Yeah, he joined the Marine Corps, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess that was kind of his way out of that situation.
Yeah, I think it was. He wasn't very compliant, though. He got kicked out, but they gave him an honorable.
Oh, okay. So a frequently asked question was, how did your mom purchase the property but then get evicted from it? So you just answered how she purchased it. How did she get evicted from it?
She didn't get evicted.
So when I spoke to the owner that owns it now, he said basically he bought out the house, the property, and made them leave and then tore it down. He actually sent me pictures of him tearing it down.
Oh, yeah, I know. He bought it. They sold it to him, but they weren't. He bought the property, so they had to leave.
Okay. So he did actually purchase that from them, and
yes.
And I guess he was saying that they refused to leave for a while, and he ended up putting him up in a hotel or a motel somewhere for a while. just to get
I
him?
have no idea.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I didn't keep that close a contact with her.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. So do you know that your mother then moved into the house in Lily from there, straight from there into Lily?
Yes.
Okay. And that's where she ultimately passed away at.
Yeah, apparently, from what I heard, he was an asshole to her, and he was sick and kept pushing her to do this and this and this, and she just dropped over.
Oh, wow. You're talking about Bob again.
Yeah. My dad was he was in the veterans home.
Oh, yeah.
She died in July. I can't remember what year. I'll have to look it up. And then the following year in July, he died.
Okay.
But he was 19 years older than her.
Right. Yeah. So, Tracy, were you talking to her during all this? Were you guys still in touch with each other?
We were on again, off again. When Tracy was talking to Mom, and close with Mom, then she wouldn't talk to me.
Oh, I see.
And when she was talking to me, then she wouldn't talk to Mom.
Okay.
And it was weird. So,
yeah.
Before she passed, I'm not sure what happened. I'm thinking that she ended up being on drugs.
Yeah.
And passed away. And took an overdose. I am not sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nobody knows.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out, because I ended up looking up newspaper articles to try to find out what happened to her. And the newspaper articles showed that on November 9th of 2010, Tracy was arrested for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. And it was at her apartment in Altoona there, in that apartment building.
Yes.
And then, just a little bit over a month later, she passed away at the Altoona hospital. So that's it kind of seemed like she was on a downward spiral at that point.
Yeah.
So I guess the boyfriend she was living with at that time stayed in the apartment room, the same room, because he ended up getting arrested then a year later in that same place. Do you ever...
Really? What did he get arrested for? Because I haven't followed up.
Yeah, let me look and see if I documented that here. No, I didn't document. I could look back at the articles, and when we get together up there, I'll bring the article up so you can read it.
Because I was trying to find him here, because I drive van for a local senior citizen place.
Oh, okay.
So I haul them around.
Yeah.
And I was looking for him downtown Altoona, and I ran into my cousin who lives there in one of the towers.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked about him because we were friends for years.
Is that
for
right?
years.
Really?
David Spickler and me and, Jeff, my late husband. We were friends for years, and I asked about him, and he said that he OD'd, so he's gone.
Oh, is he really? Okay, geez, because I just saw his Facebook page I guess it's been 3 years ago since I looked into it, but he had an active Facebook page.
Year.
Oh, geez, really? Wow.
Because I asked him, and he's like, yeah, when Tracy died, he's like, I was out for blood. I was going to come kick his ass and blah, 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 blah. It's like, I don't think he would have, but.
Yeah. Well, so I found it. So a year later, Tracy's boyfriend was still at that address. He was arrested for attempting to disarm a police officer.
Really?
Yeah. That's what the newspaper article says. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. I thought he was still around. Wow.
No, I did too. And then my cousin said no. And then I looked him up on Facebook, and it said deceased or something. And I said to my cousin Joe, I said, I asked about it. He's like, yeah, he OD'd last year.
Jeez.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's sad. Did you ever talk to him after Tracy died to try to find out what happened?
I talked to him once, but I didn't ask. That's why I was looking for him now, to find out exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I know, all he said was she went upstairs to a friend's place, come down, went to bed, and started the seizure.
Oh.
And then she quit breathing, and he tried to do CPR.
I see.
But she had a history of blood clots, too.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure. I keep asking her and praying that she'll send me something in her dream. I don't really do that. But to tell me exactly what happened.
Yeah, right.
But
Jeez.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, 2010. I mean, I guess you could probably request medical records from Altoona Hospital, and maybe they might release it to next of
They
kin.
won't.
No.
They didn't do an autopsy or anything, so I don't think they know exactly what happened.
No. Yeah.
Because if you have health issues, they don't do an autopsy.
Right. Yeah.
Because I wanted one done of my mom to see if Bob did something.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't do it unless I paid like $5,000 or something.
Oh, jeez.
And I didn't have that kind of money.
Yeah. Well, what did they classify her death as?
Heart attack, I believe.
Oh, okay. So Tracy's house, it's in the documentary. Have you ever been to that house?
No, I wasn't. At the time, we were on the outs.
Okay. Do you know where it's at?
A little bit. I'm not sure which one it is, but...
Yeah, I've been trying to find it. I kept visiting up there trying to find the place. I found addresses associated with her, but I can't find any location that matches that home seen in the documentary.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sad because if Ozzy was here, well, Blair, we called him Ozzy.
Right, yeah.
He'd know.
Yeah, and he just passed recently, right?
22.
Yeah.
Or 23. I think 23. He was my buddy. He helped me out so much.
Yeah. Yeah, 53 years old.
I know.
Yeah, everybody passed so young. I mean, Tracy was 44. You know, Austin was 53. Bonnie's, I guess, she was 53 when I looked this up in 2023. But and
well, no, Ozzy was older than that. I think Scott was 53.
Okay, I had Scott at 49 when he died, but maybe
49.
That's, I mean, according to the obituary, that's what I had.
Maybe. I can't remember. I'm old.
Yeah, we're all getting old.
And yeah, maybe Ozzy. Yeah, because he's 5 years younger than me. Our birthdays are the same day.
Oh, okay. So when I was looking for addresses that your family lived at, I found one in Huntington, and it has, you know, Ethel Myers attached to it, John Myers, but it also has Tamara Myers and Dale Myers attached to it. So who is that?
No, they never lived in Huntington.
Okay. Yeah, it lists them at 9246 Comstock Road in Huntington. So I don't know if that was before they moved into the cabin or the cabin, or if it was later. So I'm thinking it might have been actually before they moved into there.
I don't know because I was never told. They lived in Hollidaysburg, as far as I know.
Okay. Well, who's Tamara Myers and Dale Myers?
I have no idea.
Oh. I assume maybe
Never
it was...
heard of them.
Huh. Yeah, I thought maybe it was like relatives of John Myers or something, but... So, what about little Tracy and Jessica? Is there any update on them?
Actually, Tracy got a hold of us like 2 years ago.
I saw that.
She's in Maine.
Oh, okay.
And she texts me and we talk sometimes.
Well, that's cool.
Jessica, we're not sure if it's the Jessica we know. She's up towards Pittsburgh. I haven't really met her.
Okay.
But, yeah, Tracy, she came here and stayed with me a couple times.
So she was with one family then, one foster family since she left your sister?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. So I saw a bunch of Facebook posts where people were trying to find Jessica, and because little Tracy apparently had no idea she had a sister?
No, she knew.
Oh, she did? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever that was in the Facebook post indicated they were posting on history pages and stuff like that saying looking for Jessica. Tracy recently came around and she had no idea she had a sister, so they were trying to find Jessica to match them back up again.
Well, apparently the two of them are talking.
Oh, really? Okay, so they did find each other then. Well, that's good to hear.
Yes.
That's good to hear.
If that's the right Jessica. She texted me one day and said, Tracy texted me, I'm not sure if this is the right Jessica, and going on and on and on, and I have no idea.
Yeah, that is kind of strange because I did find two Jessicas. I forget her last name now, but two of the same names, and one of them I think lives in Huntington County still, and like you said, one of them is out by Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows which one it is? I could never narrow it down. And they're both similar ages. But there was something.
She's like a year older than Tracy. I think Tracy's 32.
Okay.
She'd be like 33.
Okay. So what have you been up to all these years?
Raising my two kids, working.
Oh, so you have two children of your own, not just the boy that we saw in the Darlene Chronicles.
No.
Wow.
I have a daughter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She's 30. He's 36.
That's great. Huh.
Yeah.
So they still live in the area?
Yeah, they live in Roaring Spring.
Okay. Did they ever see the documentary?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, when my son was little and growing up, I invited Grandma to all his birthday parties, and she never came.
Oh, geez, really?
Never gave him a birthday card. Nothing. Like I said, we only lived a couple miles away.
Oh, my God.
And then one time I was going to invite her, and he's like, Mom, don't bother.
Oh.
She ain't going to come.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I mean, I thought the way she was acting, about the kids being taken from Tracy and missing them, she would.
She's the one that had them taken.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her and Bob, because she wanted more kids, and she wanted those kids, and made up all this shit. Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess children.
And you seen the house they lived in, the electric.
Yeah.
Well, me and Jeff wanted them. We wanted to adopt them. We weren't allowed because our house wasn't good enough. I'm like, are you freaking serious? You seen what they were living in now?
Yeah.
Our house ain't good enough.
Yeah.
She went as far as getting doll babies to take care of. My mom.
Really?
Yeah. And her and Bob is the ones that had Tracy's kids taken from her because they wanted them. And at the time, Tracy wasn't talking to me. If she'd have had children and you'd bring them to me, I'd have raised them and we'd have had contact.
Yeah.
But no, she had them taken to Mom. And then Ozzy, Blair was staying there at the time. You've seen that one documentary when he was there.
Yeah.
In Mom's house, when she bought, there's 3 bedrooms upstairs. You have to walk through one to get to the other and to get to the other because it's an old house.
Right.
You have to walk through all 3 bedrooms to get to the last one.
Oh, okay.
There's no hallway or anything. You just go through. He caught Bob. The girls are in bed with him, and he put the one girl's hand on his penis.
Oh, no. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So I wrote a letter to Children in Youth.
Yeah.
And told them that. Anonymously, not,
Right.
And then they took the girls. Because he was accused of doing that to his own kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it was unfounded.
Well, I mean, that was a lot of the speculation with other commenters on my channel they assumed that, Bob would be the guy to do stuff like that. I mean, can you confirm, did he do anything like that?
I think that's why Bonnie left, because he tried stuff with her.
Okay.
That's why she ran away.
Jeez. So you don't talk to Bonnie?
And he ran after Roy with a 2x4, and Paul seen him. Paul lived across the street, like I said.
Yeah.
Called him over and brought him up to my house to get away from it.
Yeah. So where did Bonnie go when she ran away?
Oh, she ran across, her and Tracy both went. She was in Colorado.
Oh, wow.
And this guy and his wife took her in. And like I said, she was like my mom. And they come through town and stayed at my house. This guy was a truck driver. And my sister was with them, so they were having an affair.
Oh, jeez.
Tracy went with them. And that John, Tracy's man there, he was on the radio.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was Bonnie's man.
Oh.
Yes. Tracy got the shit kicked out of her. She had a big boom box back then. You know, they carried those boom boxes.
Yeah.
And guys kicked the shit out of her and left her there. And Tracy and John left, or not Tracy and John, Bonnie and John.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tracy, a truck driver, got her back home. And then John come back home because he kicked Bonnie in the stomach and made her lose a baby. And
Jeez.
he was not a nice person.
Mm.
Yes. Then him and Tracy hooked up. And Bonnie, to this day, blames Tracy for stealing her man.
Wow, I did not know that.
I'm like, I'd be like, thank God, you know, he's gone.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But no, she holds a grudge.
Jeez.
She holds a grudge after all these years because whenever little Tracy, that's the first person she's seen on Facebook, she called her. And that's all she had to say. She put down little Tracy's mom, Tracy, and how she stole her man and was just bad mouthing her mom. And she's like, I don't even want to talk to her.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you do that? I mean, it ain't the kid's fault.
Yeah. So was both Tracy and Jessica to John?
Yeah.
Okay.
But John was Bonnie's boyfriend. That's whenever she was at the house saying about John and blah, 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 you know.
Yeah, that's right.
On the documentary.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I didn't even put that together.
John.
Wow. Yeah, that was never mentioned in the documentary. That link there. That's incredible.
Yeah, and then now he's gone. Tracy and Jessica, I mean, he gave his kids up, didn't even fight for them. But now, I guess he died like last year of a heart attack.
Jeez,
they finally met or got to meet him, and he died.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you know, and that's one of the reasons I'm trying to keep this thing going. I mean, I when I watched the documentary and heard P.J. O'Connell at the end saying maybe in 25 years somebody else will pick up this story, I was like, man, I got to do something with this. And, you know, everybody's getting older. You know, like I said, you're kind of the sole survivor of this whole thing. The last person that can talk about it. I mean, I know you mentioned about writing a book. You have to write a book. I mean,
I don't know how. I want to.
I know.
But I started several times of my own.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. I got a couple ideas I'd like to present to you then, you know, see what you think.
And I don't have a lot of money to do it.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's ways.
I mean,
there's ways, yeah.
I'm retired from the state. I'm on disability from the state, and I have a job and stuff. You know, I've worked most of my life.
Yeah.
But I'm still not flush with thousands of dollars.
Sure. No, you have to tell your story. It needs to get told somehow. And we got to find a way to make that happen. It has to happen.
But the thing is, people apparently love my mom so much that...
Yeah, I mean, if you get a chance, and what I'll do is I'll send you the links to my videos and Instant Messenger here so you can check them out. And you may have seen them before, but like I said, I have a series just about the Darlene Chronicles, you know, where the locations and about you guys as much as I could research from open sources. But you'll see the comments on there. I mean, a lot of people are interested in this. And the Penn State documentary, I think it's almost up to 6 million views. But there were so many people commenting on it that Penn State shut off the comments because they weren't all pro Darlene. It seems to be mixed. You know, there's half the people that are pro Darlene, half people are just like, this is wrong. This whole situation is wrong. So what happened was after Penn State shut off the comments about 2 years ago, they all went to my channel. So they're all on there. You can see all the comments, everybody, you know, putting their opinion in on it. But the fascinating thing is the amount of people that are fascinated with your story, your life. There are a lot of people that still want to hear it. And so many questions. Almost every day, I got a comment on one of those videos asking a question. Some of which I can answer, some of which I cannot. You just answered a lot of them today. So, but yeah, I think a book really getting into the details about it would be amazing. So yeah, we got to definitely discuss that going forward. But
you got to do it fast because my mom's whole family died in their 60s, and I'm 60. Yeah. Hopefully, I take care of I take after my dad, who was 83.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
But her whole family, her brothers, well, her sister died at birth. Her mom died way long time ago.
Yeah.
Her brothers and her all died in their 60s. My pap was 74. He died the day before my 21st birthday.
That's right. Well, I actually did a timeline here. So I started back in 1907. Virginia Musselman, your grandmother, I guess.
Yes.
It was born in 1907. Your grandfather, Austin, was born in 1911.
Yes.
Robert Patterson, Bob, he's the oldest, I guess. He was born in 1924. And then a year later, like you said, John Henry Myers was born. And Martha Ellen Musselman, I don't know who that is. She was born in 34.
That would be my mom's sister.
Oh, okay.
She died when she was a baby.
Yes. 2 years. Yeah, she was, 2 years later, she
Because
passed away.
my middle name's Ellen.
Oh, okay.
So that's who she named me after.
Interesting. Well, Virginia.
And, go ahead.
Well, Virginia marries Austin then in 1936 in Claysburg. I did some limited genealogy on your family. And in 1937, Joseph C. Musselman was born, which maybe that's I don't know who that is.
That's my uncle.
Oh, okay. And Robert T. Musselman was also born that year.
That's my uncle.
Ethel Darlene Myers, or Musselman, was born May 18th, 1943. In Altoona Hospital, same place I was born.
Yes.
1963, Darlene graduates H.S. Kimmel in Claysburg. Is that where you went to high school?
No, I went to Spring Cove, Central.
Oh, okay. 1963, Darlene, 20 years old, marries 38-year-old John Henry Myers.
Yes, that's my dad.
1964, you're born. Tracy E. Hoover was born. Why? So it says Hoover, but I think was that was that a married name?
That's my second married name. My first one was Ott. That's my second.
I see. 1965, Virginia Musselman dies, age 58.
That was my grandmother.
Yeah. 1966, Tracy Lee Myers born. 69, Austin. Yes. So that was the other question. Who all was born at that cabin?
We all were.
Okay. So so they moved in there and you were born, because we didn't know when they moved in
me and Tracy were already, I remember pushing her in the stroller back and forth and in and out of the door whenever we were moving in.
Okay.
So me and Tracy were born already there.
Okay.
And then the other three.
I see. Okay. Yeah, because visiting with Darlene doesn't start until 1970, and Austin, you and Teresa are already there. Bonnie was born that same year in 70, and then Roy Scott was born in 72.
No, she was born in 71.
Oh, is that okay? All right. Yeah, and Roy's born in 72, and then same year, visiting with Darlene comes back. And there were some, weird newspaper articles. 1972, newspapers, they're always in everybody's business, but they said that both you and Tracy were discharged from the Altoona Hospital in 72, so I don't know what that was all about.
I'm not quite sure, but I know Ozzy, me and Tracy were all in the hospital at the same time.
Oh. Huh. You don't remember what it was?
I had a fever so high they had to put me in an ice bed. I don't know what I had. Nobody ever said.
Yeah.
And Tracy was in there too, and I can't remember what that was about, but she chewed a thermometer and ate the mercury.
Oh, no.
And Ozzy was in there too, and he was in a tent for kids.
Oh, yeah.
And he escaped and started running down the hallway.
Wow.
I'm not sure what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
But I do remember being in I was so sick. My fever was so high.
Jeez, yeah, you'd have been sick.
And they put me in this bed of ice. Then later on, Bonnie had meningitis. She was pulling her own hair out, eating it.
Oh.
Yeah, she had meningitis. I don't know. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah. Well, it shows in, so 83 then, because there's nothing in the newspapers or anything like that showing anything between 72 and 83. And then the 1983, the second house, visiting with Darlene. And then, wow, so 2 years, 2 years later, Austin Musselman dies. So your grandfather passed away at age 74.
Yes.
Yes. 87, visiting with Darlene continues at the second house. In 1988, Tracy's children are taken by CYS. 1990, Roy graduates high school, joins the Marines. 94, Tracy gets children back for a while. And then 1994 was the last episode of Darlene Chronicles.
Yeah.
Did they ever come back and interview
when my mom says, I don't know where Terry is.
Yeah.
When I live 2 miles away.
Were you actually, so that location they filmed was 2 miles away from there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
She knew exactly where I was.
Jeez. I wonder if that's still there, the place where you guys were staying at.
Who, me and my late husband?
Yeah.
No, we got run over by a truck a few years ago.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I gave it to my son, and he was in the house, and he heard it coming, sheared off boom pole. And he heard it come, and he went running out into the kitchen, and a big semi come flying through his living room.
Wow. So he was living in that same place that you guys lived at in the documentary there.
Yeah.
Wow. And just 2 years ago, got taken out.
Well, I can't remember how many years ago. It's been longer than 2.
Oh, okay.
Maybe like 6,
okay.
7.
Yeah. Still, it lasted that long.
Yeah, yeah.
So in 1997, Joseph Musselman dies, Darlene's brother, at age 60. 2006, Darlene dies 63 on July 15th. A year later, John Myers dies at age 82. And then a year after that, Robert Carr Patterson Sr. dies, age 84.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know he died. I figured he was by now, but...
Yeah.
I have no loss.
Yeah, it looks like he has a kid. I guess that's Junior.
Yeah.
Still floating around Altoona. 2010.
Well,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What day did my dad die in July?
It doesn't, I don't have a day for it. I just have 2007, 82.
All right. Because I knew my birthday's in July. And I knew my mom died, and I know he died in July, but I just couldn't remember the days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she was definitely July 15th. Where are they buried at?
They're not. They were cremated.
Oh, okay. That's why I was trying to figure out where Darlene was buried at, but she's not. Okay.
Up here in Lamersville, I scattered her ashes and scattered Dad's up there. Some of them over where you like to fish.
Oh, okay.
And then I have both of my brothers here. I'm going to take them out here in my yard and I guess scatter them because I don't know what to do with them. And Tracy's, when little Tracy came to visit a couple of years ago, I gave her hers.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. So you were the contact,
oh my God,
guess, for everything. Jeez.
Yes. I had to take both of my brothers off the ventilators 3 months apart.
God, are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, you were there till the end. I mean, watching your entire family just fade away like that.
Yes. Mom, Dad, my brothers, my sister.
Yeah.
And my father-in-law, my husband. Yeah.
Jeez. That's an enormous amount of loss. I lost my mother 2 years ago to cancer, and she watched the Darlene Chronicles when it first came out. She was aware of this, this for years. But yeah, to have your entire family go around you like that, that is difficult.
It is. Like my one friend, Paul, he's like, I don't know how you deal with everything.
Yeah. Yeah, everything you've been through, I mean, up to this point, it's incredible. Yeah. I mean, you're obviously a strong person because that is a lot.
It is.
And to be the one in the end, taking care of everything. So that's, wow.
Yeah, that's why it really irritates me when my sister, before I had to take my brother Austin off the ventilator, he had lung cancer. They found it. It was late. And they couldn't really do anything. So I had to take him off the vent because he was paralyzed because it got into his spine and stuff. And my sister put on Facebook, "Rest in peace, Ozzy." I said to her, "No, Bonnie, I'm going to take him off the vent tomorrow." Well, that pissed her off because she sent me a message. "He's already dead. You just don't want to admit it. You're just fat and ugly and selfish and blah, 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 blah."
Really?
Yeah, she said that so she'd get attention from everybody on Facebook, apparently.
Yeah.
And I tried, I messaged her back, and then I was deleted. You know, she blocked me and all that. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
So we haven't talked since.
Wow.
But that's okay because she went for years without even contacting us and letting us know if she was alive or not.
Yeah.
When there was a catastrophe down there, like when they were flooding or whatever,
yeah,
I called the police and I told them her name and stuff. I didn't know her address even.
Yeah.
Tell her to call me because I'm worried and blah, blah, blah. Well, they knew exactly who she was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then she would call me. But apparently, I looked it up online. She's been arrested a few times.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
Yeah. So that was with you said that was Blair that was on the respirator?
Both of them were my brother Scott and Blair.
Oh.
Or Roy and Blair.
Okay.
Roy had a disease called myotonic dystrophy, which is related to muscular dystrophy.
Okay.
And it attacks your muscles. And he had pneumonia like the second or third time, and he had pneumonia. He just couldn't come back from it. And I had to take him off the vent.
Jeez. 49 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Everything you guys overcame, and then, for Tracy to go at, Roy at 49, Austin at 53, it's like, man.
I know.
Deal with all that and then don't even get to live a full life. Some people have speculated in the comments that they wonder if the stress from growing up, caused maybe early fatality due to the amount of stress they endured. But, I mean, here's you dealing with exponential amount of stress from all this, and continuing to, and you're still going strong. So, all right. So I don't want to hold you up much longer, Teresa, but thank you so much for talking to me today. It's been an honor to have you on here talking about this and clearing up a lot of the mysteries, and just hearing your side of the story has been amazing. So thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you for reaching out.